Okay, Mr. Mars, it's all on you for this week in auto history, sir.
Yeah, a few things that we found that were rather interesting this week. In 1901, Henry Ford shocked the racing world by defeating Alexander Winton in a 10-lap race. Now, this is before Henry Ford really got into automotive production. He built a car by hand and called it the sweepstakes. Now, what this did was give him credibility, street cred, built his reputation. So he got investors that actually helped him start the Henry Ford Company, which was a precursor to the Ford Motor Company. Then in 1908, the Model T was introduced. Now, this is the one that really became the car that put America on wheels. It was built for the masses. It was durable, affordable, and easy to repair, priced at $850, which got cheaper as production improved with the assembly line. They built over 15 million units of this car by 1927. Then in 1917, Chevrolet, not to be outdone, introduces the Series 490 touring car. Now, this was aimed directly at competing with that Model T. Started out at $490, offered more features for the money because they already saw what Ford was doing, stepped it up with electric lighting, and it was something that Ford charged extra for. This is where the rivalry from Ford and Chevrolet started and continued through the American car market to today. 1928, the Chrysler Plymouth brand was announced, and it was designed to be a low-priced brand to compete with that Ford and Chevrolet that is already out there. Now, they combined the Chrysler engineering, the reputation for quality, and it immediately made the Plymouth successful, partially because of the pricing and the features it offered. Sales took off and made Chrysler part of the original Detroit Big Three automakers. Now, in 1935 this week, Duesenberg, the luxury automaker, ceased production. They've been struggling because of finances, because of their engineering and their elegance. The things they put into the car that made a Duesenberg the ultimate status symbol cost a lot of money. And with the Great Depression coming in, they just really couldn't sell them. So they quit making them. And one of the big things was the straight eight. That's where they got all their performance. And that was a big thing back then, that straight eight was out there. 1948. Citroen 2CV.
Here we go. Here we go.
They revealed the 2CV. How do you say it then? Citroen?
Citroen.
Citroen.
That's not
okay. The little marks above
I'm going to take your word for it. Now, it was designed as another affordable people's car to carry farm goods over rough roads over in France and other parts of the European world, and became very popular. And it actually remained in production until 1990, and they built over 3.8 million. And one of the things that I thought was interesting is actually an air-cooled front-wheel drive setup, which is, I think, is very unusual with the air cooling. Now, in 1955, Ford introduces the Thunderbird. Now, this is what they considered a personal luxury car, but instead of being a sporty car like the Chevrolet Corvette, which you would think that's who it's up against being a two-seater, they emphasized the comfort as much as performance, and included a few upscale features that they felt like set it above the Corvette.
I never, ever considered it anything other than a competitor to the Corvette back in the day.
Ask anybody I know would tell you the same exact thing, but the way their marketing was set back then, they were looking to make it a little.
Well, what did they know?
Yeah. They haven't recalled it yet, so I guess they knew something.
Day's not over.
1964, Studebaker stops U.S. production. Now, that's important, U.S. production, because they shut down the historic South Bend, Indiana plant, and they had a lot of innovative designs, but they could not compete against the Detroit Big Three. Bad finances, declining sales, outdated models. They stopped building them in the United States in 1964. However, they continued in Canada until 1966, and this is the very last Studebaker built, although it was built in Canada, but that is the last one.
Hey.
Never a fan.
1997, the last Plymouth Voyager was built in the U.S., and it rolled off the assembly line in St. Louis. I did not know they had an assembly plant in St. Louis, but this is really the turning point in the minivan segment and Plymouth. Although the Voyager was introduced in 1984, it started all this, but by the 1990s, minivan competition had really gotten big. Everybody was building something, and with the Voyager being phased out because of slow sales, that it actually led to Plymouth's eventual discontinuation in 2001. And that's some of the things in automotive history this week.
Well, good. That takes us right up to the end of the show. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will wrap up today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after this.